Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a real heavyweight. Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh yeah, a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not about those quick fixes everyone seems to want now.
Exactly. Our mission here is to unpack why it's still so, well, transformational.
Mhm.
Covey really focuses on what he calls character ethics.
Mhm.
It's about changing from the inside out, building real, lasting success by aligning with, like, timeless principles, not just polishing your personality.
Right. And Covey is very clear up front. This isn't a magic wand. He really hammers home the idea of inner transformation.
Inner work, yeah.
Forget the external tricks. It's about building a really strong foundation, personally and professionally,
Yeah,
based on those core principles.
Yeah.
It takes effort, for sure.
definitely. And he lays out these 7 habits as a kind of progression, doesn't he? Moving from mastering yourself towards better relationships and even contributing more broadly.
That's the core structure. It's very deliberate. The first 3 habits are what he calls the private victory. It's all about self-mastery.
Okay, so what are those first 3?
Well, first is be proactive.
Yeah.
And that's more than just taking initiative. It's about recognizing you have a choice in how you respond to anything. You're responsible.
Taking ownership, basically,
Yeah.
not blaming.
Exactly. Then, number 2 is begin with the end in mind. Define what you want your life to be about, your values, your goals. Let that guide your decisions.
So you're not just drifting.
Right. And the third of this group is put first things first. This is about prioritizing what's truly important based on those values, not just what seems urgent or screams the loudest.
Principle-centered living, not just crisis
You
management.
got it. That's the foundation. The private victory.
Okay, so once you've kind of got your own act together, then you move outward.
Precisely. That sets you up for the public victory. The next 3 habits focus on interdependence, working effectively with others.
Makes sense. What comes next?
Habit 4 is think win-win. This is huge. It's about developing a mindset where you genuinely seek outcomes that benefit everyone involved. Not win-lose, not even just compromise sometimes.
Aiming for mutual benefit. That sounds challenging sometimes.
It can be. Then habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. This is all about empathetic listening. Really try to see things from the other person's perspective before you jump in with your own point.
Crucial for communication. Hard to do in the heat of the moment, though.
And number 6 is synergize. This is about creative cooperation, valuing differences and working together to create something better than any one person could alone. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Okay, synergy. And there's one more, right? The one that keeps it all going.
Yeah. Habit 7, sharpen the saw. This is the habit of renewal. Constantly taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, or socially, and spiritually.
Recharging your battery.
Essentially, yeah.
hmm
It's what gives you the capacity to actually live the other 6 habits consistently. Without it, you just burn out.
It's a really comprehensive framework, but, thinking about it, which habits do people tend to struggle with the most or maybe misunderstand?
That's a good point. I think be proactive often gets simplified to just be busy. People miss the deeper point about choosing your response, your inner freedom.
Right, the responsibility part.
Yeah. And think win-win people often think it just means compromise, splitting the difference. But Covey pushes for finding that third alternative that's actually better for everyone. It requires a real shift in thinking.
So why should you, listening now, really care about this? I mean, the book can feel a bit dense, maybe a little philosophical.
Well, that density is part of its strength, isn't it?
I think so. It forces you to actually think, to question your own ways of operating.
Exactly. And despite the depth, it's incredibly practical. That's why it's great for, well, almost anyone. Students, leaders, professionals, parents, anyone wanting to improve their habits, their leadership, their relationship.
Because it's built on principles, not fads.
Right. It helps build that solid foundation we talked about for whatever area of life you're focused on. Maybe just a final thought for you to consider. What if you picked just one of these habits,
Yeah.
really committed to understanding and living it? How might that start to shift things for you, personally or professionally?
Yeah, maybe it's focusing on truly listening this week or carving out time to sharpen the saw.
Could be anything.
That really is the power of Covey's work, isn't it? The impact comes from doing, not just knowing. So maybe think about which principle resonates most with you right now. Where could you start your deep dive into effectiveness? Thanks for tuning in.